Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. How are you today? Want to welcome you to our webinar on personal development and wealth. Thank you for taking the time to join us today and give us a little bit of your time. So, what we're going to talk a little bit about today is what if wealth felt safe again? And how do you make it safe? And how do you feel better about wealth? um, I know so many people that all they do is chase income. They're looking for the next deal. They're looking for the next dollar. It's never about what they're doing, how they're doing it, what it's for. It's about how many dollars can I put in the pile, and and typically, whenever that's the driving force, it's it's not emotionally sustainable. It's not emotionally uh, rewarding. Many people fall into that category. Now, I do know that there are others out there who don't fall into this category. They their drive and their purpose is to put another dollar on the stack, and they do that to the exclusion of everything else. And I maintain that that's again not emotionally rewarding, not emotionally satisfying. So what if you could be different? What if you could be um, calm, clear, aligned? What if it felt good, and what if it was emotionally rewarding and satisfying in more than just the economic sense of the word? So, why am I here today? I was one of those people. I used to be in it for the rat race. It was just for the chase. All I did, was okay. I was in it to build. I wanted to be bigger, better, badder than the next guy. I had to have the nice car, the nice house, that sort of thing. And I didn't get in touch with my why. My why was just the next dollar. And so, uh, what I would do is I was always chasing something. It was always another project, another deal. Oh, this one will be better. Oh, this one will get me where I want to go. Oh, this sounds like fun. Let's do it this way. Oh, it's not fun. It's not fun because it's not making money. Oh no. So, um, what what was the shift? Well, about 30 years ago, I got involved with a direct selling company. And that direct selling company was specifically about personal and professional development. We had access to some of the top personal development speakers and trainers in the world: Brian Tracy, Jim Rohn, Dennis Waitley, uh, those guys. And we had access to their products, we had access to them. We uh, it was a completely life-changing experience for me. And I all of a sudden discovered a lot more, that there was a lot more to life, a lot more to helping people. Just there was just a lot more behind what I didn't understand. And so what I did was I started learning about how to develop myself, my business philosophies, my values, my purpose. All of that was wrapped up in uh, understanding the lessons of personal development. And along the way, I figured out, now wait a second, maybe it's not about chasing the dollars. Maybe it's not about how big a stack can I get. Maybe it's not about having a bigger, better, badder place than the next guy. Maybe there's a lot more to what I can do for myself and for those around me. And so I embarked on that journey. Uh, what most people get wrong about wealth is, again, like I said earlier, it's all about the money, not about meaning. They focus on accumulation rather than purpose, and it's numbers. It's all about the numbers. They chase the returns, but they lose their life balance. How many people do you know that were, um, you know, their success in life? It was all about what they could accumulate, and somehow or other they lost their family in between. They built complex strategies. That was me. I was all about the strategies and all about the systems. Um, it was it was complexity. I figured more complex the deal or the systems or the process, the better it would be. And uh, I found out, I spent my life spinning plates and trying to keep the plates spinning before they would fall and break. The shift that changed everything. That was development as a frame, grew my mindset as opposed to grew the wealth. I learned a little bit about myself. I learned what drove me besides the wealth. I learned about purpose, vision, and values. And those three things, understanding my purpose, my vision, and my values, allowed me to gain clarity and alignment with what I was doing. It was not so much about the dollars and cents. It was not so much about the stack. It wasn't so much about, how nice was my house or my land or my building or whatever. It was more about, wait a minute, is what I'm doing aligning with my purpose, my vision, and my values? And once I internalize those goals, once I understand once I understand how to bring together the the wealth building, the projects I was working on. Once I learned to bring them together underneath a umbrella that incorporated those three important factors, things started aligning. Things started uh, they they settled down and became simpler. And then, once I got to the point where I had emotional stability, power came along with it. Things started happening. The universe, yeah, it sounds a little quirky, but I felt like the universe started aligning with what I was doing and what my purpose was. So the strategy, legacy driven investing. Some of you know my story about my how my great granddad came to Texas as a teenager and became an entrepreneur. He didn't, I actually don't think he became an entrepreneur. I think he was one of those gifted individuals who was an entrepreneur from the start. He was the son of a subsistence farmer, didn't have didn't really have a penny to his name. Started a business, lost it. It burnt the business burned to the ground. He lost everything. Started sweeping the floors in a sawmill. Bought the sawmill, turned it into the largest lumber company in Texas. Moved to oil and gas, ranching, real estate, broadcasting, publishing. Had an empire that was just it was the envy of well, I don't know if it was the envy. I can't say it, but it was a very successful empire. Um, so uh, I kind of feel like that's my legacy. I feel like the example set by my grandfather, by my great grandfather, and then his sons, and my parents, all entrepreneurship is to set up a legacy. And while I'm setting up my legacy, I want to be able to help other people set up their legacy. Um, I've been an entrepreneur all my life. Been my entrepreneur literally since I got out of college. And I have discovered that passive real estate opportunities are way, way better than I guess you call it non-passive, where you're actually doing the work. I have been involved in both sides of the coin, in real estate, passive investment in the real estate business, also passive investments in the oil and gas business, and highly vetted, well vetted, uh, well executed passive investments are always better than than the other. I mean, you basically get your time back. Uh, One of the nice things about what I'm doing and what I've started doing and the way I've started developing the relationships I've had, I am in the real estate business, is I get to see opportunities not available to the average investor. The secret to that is nothing more than just developing the relationships with the top operators. As soon as you have those relationships, that you wind up seeing the deals, the best deals, before they even get to the market. And the reason is, you know, they get filled up too fast. They get all the investment they need on these high quality projects. I'm talking about the operators, these high quality operators get their projects filled up, fully subscribed to before they have to go to the public. So that's one of the benefits I'm seeing now, and total transparency, high touch reporting. I've told you the story about investing in projects, and as soon as the check clears, I don't hear from the syndicator again. I have to go fight to find the information. That's not my that I ain't doing that. I That's one of the lessons I learned that uh, one of the lessons I learned that I plan to make sure I don't do that to my investors. The In the last, partnership approach, we build with you, not for you. I've said this before, I'm going to say it again, and you'll probably hear it many, many, many times. I am not a registered investment advisor. I'm an entrepreneur with access to high quality deals. The difference is these RIAs uh, typically they've got all sorts of licenses. They've studied all sorts of taken all sorts of classes and courses, and they usually work for big companies like Schwab and Edward Jones, those guys, Merrill Lynch. And the problem with working with them is you typically wind up having to buy the products that their companies sell. You probably don't have access, you very rarely have access to the exclusive off the market deals like I get to see with my relationships with the other operators. But on the other hand, the relationships you and I will have, the relationships I form with my investors allows me to know what's right for them, what's wrong for them, to discuss their needs, discuss what I have to offer, and and use a collaborative approach and collaborate with them to build their legacy investment program. And how do I know it works? Well, I have been around seven figure, eight figure investors most of my life. Um, the really successful seven, eight, even nine figure investors, even into the Warren Buffetts, they they know they're completely clear on what they're looking for. They've defined their money rules. They've defined their investment criteria. They've defined every iota of how the money it comes in, is spent, and goes out. And then the uh, the success is defined by your return rate. How many people come back? If you build it, the old, if you build it, they will come. Um, Give it get Be successful, and if you're successful for people, they will come back to you. And zero babysitting. I'm not here to put you into a project where you have to spend hours, days, weeks making sure that the project's right. That's my job and my job and the job of the project operators. You know, one guy, like I said, like he said, this gave me my evenings back. It means he didn't have to worry. He was able to go play ball with his kids. He was able to go to a movie. He was able to take a vacation and not worry about what the money was doing. So start here, not start over. Define your dream. I can help you with that. I've helped people define their dreams for years. I've helped people set their goals, find their purpose, define their vision, that sort of thing. That's one of the things I'm good at. Um, we'll find out what your success is, what your definition of success is, not somebody else's, not society's definition of success, not how you fit into the societal norms. No, you know, what is your vision? What do you want? What can, you know, where do you see your life going? Align with a guide, not another guru. You know, I can be your guide. I can't be your guru. I've been down this path before, and and I'll tell you, I'll be perfectly honest. I've done good and I've done bad. I mean, you know, my record is not spotless. I can assure you that. Um, but the key is getting started. You know, they can't, you know, the old saying, you can't play if you don't, you know, you can't win if you don't play. You know, if you don't start, you can't finish. And I love this one quote. Bruce Lee had his, you know, he famously said, you know, he didn't fear the man who had practiced 10,000 kicks. He feared the man who had practiced one kick 10,000 times. And that's my deal, my strategy. You know, simple. Don't get complex. Don't try to invest in everything. My philosophy is nail it. You know, niche it down. Get get to be the best in a certain level, a certain area, and just and make sure that and know everything about it and just and succeed. Go after it. Get there. Get to the top. Let's talk. Open Q&A. We will have an open Q&A day after tomorrow. Uh, join us then. Bring your concerns. Call me. I will be one of the most approachable people you will ever find. I will be at your service uh, to help you develop a successful pattern of investing. Bring your concerns, share your fears, hesitations. I'll answer any question, and if I don't have the answer, I'll find the answer for you. Clarity is the goal. Every question deserves an answer. Like I said, if I don't know the answer, I will find it. I will find the right answer for you. And you'll get honesty, not hype, real talk. I'm just a regular guy. Um, I'm not uh, I'm, I'm simple. I'm complexity. I've tried the complexity route. Yeah, it worked for me a couple times, but it was a real pain. So what happens next? Get with me. You know, go to my website, ironmountaincapitalgroup.com. Send me an email, james@jamesblakemore.com. Let's talk. I'm just, like I said, I'm not a registered investment advisor, but I am an entrepreneur and I do have access to projects. Let's find out what you're looking for. See if what you're looking for is fitting with what we've got. Let's see if we can match your money with your values. Let's see if your values, my values, your purpose and vision meet my purpose and vision. If so, our alignments will be great. Um, and grow intentionally. You're here to build, not gamble. You know, if you want to gamble, there's a place over in Nevada called Las Vegas. I can guarantee you, the odds there are nowhere near as good as the odds are here. Okay, so you're done being the bottleneck of your family's wealth. You don't need any more information. You need a clear framework that works. You just need to know, you know, be clear, be open to understanding what we're doing, and let us see if we can help. Let your money work where you live or while you live. Build something that outlasts you and reflects your values. That requires investing and reinvesting and reinvesting. But if it's no matter if it's for a college fund, it's for retirement, it's for the trip of a lifetime, uh, it's it's for health care in in your later years, whatever. The opportunities are there. We have plenty of opportunities, and so decide that you're ready to build something meaningful, something that brings peace, something that you don't have to worry about. Come and let's build you a portfolio that works while you're sleeping. That's another one of my favorite quotes. If you want to get wealthy, you have to learn how to make money while you're sleeping. I think we can help you with that. And if you want a copy of my book, I was very blessed to be associated with a really great group of people. There's Brian Tracy, Les Brown, Kyle Wilson. Uh, um, my brain just quit. Dennis Waitley. Uh, a ton of great people. I was able to collaborate with them on a book. Email me. Uh, I'd love to send you a copy of my book. I'll sign it to you. And I guarantee you there's some great lessons in this book. I appreciate your time. Thank you for spending a little bit of your time with us. I look forward to talking to you and helping you build the future of your dreams. I look forward to it. Take care. Have a wonderful afternoon. Goodbye for now.